Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new, baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Say sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave, baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill.
Alright, with that, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again. I hope you're ready for some wonderful Dota. We've got ourselves the second game of the second best of 2 of the day. Fnatic up between LGD International and LGD International. They several times in the previous game secured the lead, but didn't quite manage to keep it. They always got outpushed when Fnatic were able to successfully keep their high risk, high reward position 1 Nature's Prophet alive. And I wonder if they're gonna play a similar high risk, high reward carry. I haven't seen Terrorblade in a while. That's really fun in the hands of a good player with a good micro. Anti-Mage, Timbersaw both getting banned out. Those heroes just had so much impact last game. No wonder that one lasted 50 minutes as well. Morph, gonna be the next ban out here, as well as the Grimstroke. I like this. This invites a couple of creative hard carries. I should not have said anything. In before Void Spirit. I mean, it's not a Void Spirit insta pick. Necrophos getting picked up by Fnatic here as a first pick. Okay, that's a little bit creative. Plus, much needed catch for the Ember Spirit. A good way of dealing with the Flame Guard. A good way of just slowly ticking through everything Ember Spirit has. While he's spamming out those Slayer Fists, while he's positioned however well he can be. That aura is huge. That aura is really adding up over a while. Especially if the Ember Spirit has a good amount of stats. Is ready to take a beating to the face. And it looks like we got Fnatic hesitating quite a bit here, unsure what to pick up next to their Necrophos. I would go with a Nuka support. Hell, Pugna support could perhaps be a solid option, but it looks like they instead want that Monkey King. Okay, that's fair. That's one of Fnatic's signature heroes. A hero they can quite reliably make work. A Bat Rider getting picked up in return by LGD International. A good chunk of magical damage, a great synergy with the Ember Spirit Necrophos. It's gonna have a hard game, especially if he gets lassoed up. Team Fnatic, they need some way of protecting both of their cores now with this much magical damage and lasso, which both counters the Monkey King by dragging him out of his ultimate, as well as just ruining Necrophos' day by preventing him from self-healing, by preventing him from using that infinite sustain. It's a large part of the reason why that hero is so tough, popular nowadays. Oracle and Keeper of the Light getting banned out. I like banning out the heal. I mean, LGD International, they plan on nuking people and just shutting them down once and properly. Their draft doesn't really need a ton of sustain in terms of heal. If they want something, then perhaps a Witch Doctor or something, which also brings a lot of damage to the table now that Necrophos has already been snatched up. As for Fnatic, I mean, what are fun supports in the current patch? Enchantress would be great. Enchantress would be really great by slowing down the Bat Rider and giving him a couple of impeti to the face. If he tries to kidnap your teammate, it's just a nice way of insta-punishing him, having your teammate have a chance to make it back into the nature's attendants. Looks like Fnatic there, taking their time here, making 100% sure they know what to pick, they know what they're doing here. I don't disagree in the slightest. And so we wait. I wonder if they're gonna leave any reserve time left over. I think they definitely would prefer to. Regardless of how well you think ahead, there's always that one thing you don't think of. There's 150 heroes with so many items in them, especially if there's like an off-meta hero. There's a bunch of great ones like Arc Warden with new Orchid is pretty fun. Well, Maiden getting picked up by Fnatic. Okay, they settle for support. Keep a little bit of reserve time left over. Make sure they have Necrophos synergy. Another squishy hero, but a hero that allows for near infinite sustain, especially during the laning stage. That is 500 gold in clarities for Necrophos, 200 gold in clarities for the Monkey King. Just quality of life stuff, you know, in addition to a good amount of CC for the Bat Rider and huge ultimates to turn around if Ember Spirit starts hitting hard, start slashing through your team a couple of times. LGD now using up their reserve time as well. Considering what to do about Fnatic's opening draft here. Said Crystal Maiden, first half is done, the better part of the first half, and the main synergy field. A lot of combos you see if you lock somebody down with the Monkey King ultimate, it's huge. If you lock a Bat Rider down who's trying to last somebody, is huge. The Bat Rider would definitely like to consider both Linken's here and BKB. LGD picking up Edge Liberation, so that's a very fun hero, a very high damage output, high sustain hero as well, mana wise. I mean, yeah, you like a couple of clarities to have to eat, but your clarity to damage ratio you put out in the lane stage is amazing. Or mangoes, depending on how the lane goes, depending on who you're laning against. After all, this could be a position with one Monkey King, where Engine Apparition just has to be aware, the Bound Strike just has to be aware, having his clarities cancelled, having his fun ruined really on that hero. Fnatic gonna run out of reserve time soon, perhaps a tank to save their last pick. Okay, it's gonna be a Rubik again. I can't see enough of that hero. That's entirely fair. That's entirely entertaining. LGD International. I feel like LGD International may not even need a tank. They need another support to initiate for them. Perhaps a Venge or Doctor once again. Pretty good hero with a Dev 1. Especially if you get that in a Monkey King ultimate while standing outside it. Force Monkey King away from his own ultimate while dishing out a good chunk of damage to him. But perhaps LGD are thinking in an entirely different direction here. There is a ton of good picks still left in the draft, a ton of combos to be made. Oh, that's gonna be a fun hero. Dark Widow, we're gonna see some Bramble Maze gangs, some high damage snipes where it's close whether or not she gets the kill. Bring on the action. Troll Warlord getting banned out. Solid last ban from the side of Fnatic here, especially with the Dark Willow and the Lasso. Both of these are amazing setups for your stacks to go off to just lock somebody in place permanently. I wonder what the carries are gonna be. Is Alchemist banned? Yeah, he is first. Ah, too bad. That would have been amazing. An Alchemist on the side of Fnatic, no less, giving away 2 or maybe even 3 Aghanims. Let Monkey King build a Radiance into usual, well, maybe Echo Saber into Radiance, even damage items. Give him that Aghanims from the Alchemist. Could've, should've. If there's Shadow Fiend, the game's gonna be exciting too. At least if the players push the tempo a little bit, don't just end up in a stalemate where neither team really makes a mistake, neither team really gets caught again. And Fnatic, they've come to a decision as well. That's a hero pretty popular in the Europe scene. Queen of Pain, huge nuke damage, great lane against Shadow Demon, Shadow Fiend, great lane against Dark Willow, great lane against Ancient Apparition, regardless of how they want to lane this. If this is a Rubik mid lane perhaps, they can make it work. They can switch lanes however it suits them even during the game, and well, with that I am off to get myself something to drink while we prepare to load on in. Second here.
What the f just happened?
You normally.
What the f just happened?
A flash of inspiration.
Well, bless your soul.
You will make a nice noise. Very cool of you.
Такая халява.
We got very targeted aggressive rotations this time around. I think they were even hoping to catch either the Crystal Maiden or the Monkey King, as those two are most squishy heroes on the board. Fnatic this time around, they're really open for early game aggression until the Queen of Pain comes around and can deliver some of that, or actually a good amount of that herself. An apparition. I like this build with the headdress. Perhaps Ring of Zilly is also pretty good. How important mana regen gets when you max that touch. For those 90 mana you got a ton of damage.
You will make a nice snow angel.
3 people watching with Fnatic banner. And I mean, Fnatic, they're a classic team, they're a classic organization. I don't think they're ever gonna go out of business as long as there's esports. Last game they've shown why they're still relevant. Wonder if they're gonna able to pull such another dominant performance and how long it's gonna take them this time. 50 something minute game. Maybe every other game in Chinese Dota, to be fair. A lot of times both of these teams just kind of end up the... Ooh. Okay, so Shadow Fiend, well as the Necrophos. There we go. But Shadow Fiend as well as the Necrophos help. Well, on the bottom lane, Monkey King, as long as he's got a Crystal Maiden behind him, he can get a lot of Jingus, stay himself that way. Dark Widow, not as much of a threat early game until there's a lasso or something. On the middle lane, Queen of Pain against Ember Spirit, favorable for the Queen of Pain in the way that she can just force him to buy so much regen, which is her way of winning lane anyhow. Enough daggers coming out.
Палку отдавать, чтобы дальше ее приостановить, либо переключать.
Only briefly showing the lane. Tube. Fun read.
Normally.
Huya got sniped. The tower push, not the point. I want to see first brawl's gonna happen top or bot, but it seems like if anything, it's gonna be up here. Apparition trading really well against the Rubik, but that's what Apparition does with the chilling touch, with the trauma given. Well, as for the safe lane Shadow Fiend, he can get himself souls and then go for a right-centric build. I could see it work out quite well. Not gonna lie. Okay. Not having the lane of a lifetime. Necrophos should be able to make up for that with build and regen. Really a lot more to so for this laning stage. Considering how it's going quietly. Attrition getting stolen and dunked on and for pummeling on the back. Monkey King got one fancy set going on. I wonder if 23 Savage can actually deliver that Savage well. Late first blood would be kinda beneficial for the Monkey King. Especially since he seems to be going for power threats plus an Echo Saber. Very fun build. You do stay on curve, you need to make your items. Well, the Ember Spirit seems to be in a lot of trouble in the middle lane and is gonna drop to the Queen of Pain with the infinite daggers. She has the Crystal Maiden mana regen aura as well. He has those bottle sips. He's like Fnatic this time around, pulling off quite the advantage in the middle lane just by out drafting and not getting punished, not playing cocky, baiting the Queen tower therefore. On the bottom lane, a good deal of rest is happening on the top lane as F got gone on as well. Seems like neither of them will kill. Apparition after all just wants to trade mana for pushing the enemy by regen until there's a level 6. That though. And then on the Dark Willow and can they get the bat right? I'm not quite. Oh. So Maiden. I did not expect that down for the Crystal Nova, but man, that's so much effective to you King. 170 damage for 145 mana. If you had two people with that, it's hugely mana efficient to poke, and otherwise it's just really neat. Kind of like those purifying flames which Oracle and Apparition. He only wants to trade, he does not want to get ran down, but ran down he gets by the Rubik and Moon finds his level 6, comes around the corner, insta-kills the Dark Willow, making it an ownage and a 1k gold lead for Fnatic. while LGD are really susceptible to early game aggression here. It looks like Fnatic seem to be trying to profit off of just that. I wonder what Necrophos is gonna go for here. Perhaps this is one of those Radiance Necrophos games. Necrophos himself says no. I wonder what player who's the... Oh, but I can see it work with this Monkey King. Having a little bit of a lane, opting for the early to mid game where brawl up, you Jingu, you die by the Jingu, die by the Jingu. It. Earned Rubik just at the tower a little. Big could pay for that one with his life. Isn't going to Ramble Ray. Maiden on the top lane. Battle of the Ice People. Less interesting than 23 Savage and where's Monkey? To be honest, Monkey King is that important. Switching over to the graph, you can see that Fnatic are actually in a comfortable spot. They are ahead of everyone. The Bat Rider now. The Ember Spirit just has no game. He has a lot of nuke dash, but without anybody to set up those kills for him, without those lessons to be there with Blink Deck, without Shadow Fiend able to get good ultimates off that hurt people at least enough for Ember Spirit to finish them off with Triple Remnant. Hero just has a big Q coming online unless he builds a bit of a farming item or preferably both. Because now you're 5 kills and 2k behind. Team Fnatic are only looking for more chance to resume the aggression. Top tier 1 going to get whacked away at with a wooden staff. Ever doesn't pick. So that's how it's really down to all that tough. Enough pain, dangerous territory there it seems. So a very dangerous hero herself. Not even any items on bot lane. We got an engagement, so and there is a kill on DJ. However, in exchange for 2, both which going to the Necrophos, one which was type, with nearly 40 seconds left on the Bat Rider. Really not going to get a fun after that laning stage. That laning stage already was quite a hard one for the Bat Rider. Usually your napalm just gives you the lane, allows speed. And that quite work out. Back to just save the game where we watch people flash farm. Right, they're buying. This Shadow Fiend has quite managed to scale well into this phase of the game, though.
You will make a nice snow angel. You will make a nice snow angel.
Like LGD running down towards the bottom lane looking for a next post. Vision in the snow with the napalm. No room brawl to see. Bat Rider go. But I don't think it seems just too risky. If you don't have vision of half the team. Which are by the way over. Oh, 20 savages. Interesting choice to not go for the Monkey King ultimate. On level 9, I mean, I get putting one thing to level 4, but a lot of people put a value point in the ultimate. Seems like, okay, there it is actually, never mind that. Yeah, I feel like Fnatic, with the Rubik, with the Crystal Main, they have sufficient lockdown to just profit off of the ultimate without an Echo Save, without any kind of Monkey King seed coming out. Mid tower now crumbles. Tier 2 getting pushed in. Rubik allowing the catapult to get a shot on it. Okay, as I say, that Monkey King comes on in there for the cleanup. Creep wave, and this type of efficient pushing, I mean, Emerald doing the same, but as Red. He has absolutely no items, he has a game. Diving back up. That worked card. I guess. I just think it's gonna be slow when Monkey Saber really. Dark Willow getting gone on. Nice. Ramble Maze keeping herself alive. Rubik not quite able to finish the kill. It looks like Monkey King would like to can't quite save the Ember Spirit Remnant forward. And it looks like Moon got killed off by the Shadow Fiend. Ember Spirit kills up. And another hero in the backlines. This game, it's not even that much of a hype game. It's quite strategical, but Fnatic, I kind of misspoke there. Fnatic, of course, they're not losing their carries, they're cutting their losses while brawling a lot. But they need to manage to escalate those brawls a little bit more reliably. Make sure the enemy has to chain feed or is compelled to chain feed. Since considering how in control Fnatic of the map are of the map, they really just need a nice chunk of money to work with, maybe 3 more K, 4 more K. Enough pain, smoked up with a bunch of allies behind her. Has an ultimate ready, saving up for an Orchid. Gonna allow those huge new kills. Triangles being farmed by the side of Fnatic at 14 minutes into the game. 4k gold lead. If they could just keep up this level of farming while risking their own lives, speaking of which, the Lasso initiation gonna be a mark there. And the entirety of Fnatic back up, I think. I mean, could rotate in there, but do you really want to go? Oh, such a harsh engagement when you have in a good position where you don't even have vision on the enemy. Now Fnatic take that push bottom. The only question is, will there be any attempt to stop them here at tier 1 or potentially even tier 2 tower, considering how this push is speeding up. Monkey King is already taking out the ultimate. Tier 1 tower is gonna be with Bad Right ultimate coming in, and the chain lockdown, nice and separation ultimate. Monkey King ultimate, however, cleaned up just as well until the Dark Widow bursts down Monkey King for a little familiar damaging. Ember Spirit goes on down. That comes for the cooldown. No, it's not, but still a very clean kill. Down goes Shadow Fiend in exchange for the Crystal Maiden. not the type of trade that... Okay, it looks like LGD even want to continue that. By that unfavorable trade comes the Ember Spirit, and the Ember is there. 3-1. Ticking down to the Blade Mail from the Necrophos. Necrophos has this stick to work with, but it's gonna get knocked down before that. Queen of Pain gonna come in, gonna survive yet another ultimate from the Dark Willow. In exchange for which she takes a stun to the face, is just gonna try and kill off a Bad Rider who will save himself with an Illu Rune. Now on the mid lane, the brawl can most definitely continue. Fnatic, they are pulling ahead after all with this war economy of theirs. As long as the monkey getting pet, beating away kills, seems to be working out really well. And what? I should not have said a thing as Rubik now on the middle lane. I look like LGD, they may be on the cleanup path. King or stun and get out of there. That's what I kind of expected, but gets caught once again trying to against Dark Widow and Shadow Fiend. This is excellent positioning though from the side of LGD. If they can keep this up, then Fnatic's draft may not be able to shine in time. Yeah, you need to play a few more team fights like that quite consistently. But I can see it work. I can see this be another 1-1, considering how close and action-packed the Chinese are, or the Southeast Asian. And it's like Necrophos opting for a defensive fight build. After that Blade Mail for an Eul's, the extra catch can be useful. As for Rubik, Netherlands, Queen of Pain, Magic Amplification of course from the Nullies, plus Orchid are great, but also don't really have a way to survive. That may be Fnatic's crippling weakness here, considering how Ember Spirit and Bad Rider both have ways to survive. Speaking of which, we're gonna see it in action here. Ember just memeing away. He also has a Blade Mail in case things get really ugly, in case he sees he takes a big nuke to the face. Nice farm steal there from the Necrophos, who gets just bullied ever such a slight bit by the Bad Rider. Doesn't care, he even says, you know what, I'll take the outpost, see if they fall for the bait. They won't, I don't think. Yeah, no, Ember Spirit, a little bit too smart for that one. Now the top lane, with the stun and the lift. Bramble Maze not gonna do a thing. Necrophos once again getting no cooldown amplification out of it, but who cares? One of the most difficult heroes to keep shut down in the current patch has been shut down. As for the Shadow Fiend, he does not even have a BKB, so until he becomes a relevant threat, a couple of minutes, Fnatic can use to try and capitalize here. So a lot of their lead is tower gold and they need. Now there's smoke coming out from the Radiant side here. King hopping over, spotting the Bad Rider, going for a counter lasso on the Rubik. Rubik gonna die. Not even gonna be the only dead one, as Dark Willow will be. Very nice exchange target. Fnatic once again pulling ahead. They can take this opportunity to push perhaps. With the Monkey King alive, with Necrophos alive. Mid tier 2 still standing nearby and but it looks like that's not quite gonna be the case. That we got Queen of Pain over on the bottom lane. Waiting for the rest team to join up for a little bit of hard pushing onto the tier 1 tower. Get that gold, albeit tower gold that your opponent can also get for your towers. Still get the gold advantage up, because if you're far enough ahead, the opponent just can't come back anymore. You can already see the bad right being forced to run from a necro post and almost getting punched with his life force. And Mr. with the blade rail, killing off the Queen of Pain as a beautiful ultimate comes in for the Shadow Fiend though. And that is going to turn things around quite a bit. Very nice cleanup there. King. It's kind of stood by helpless. I mean, Echo Saber, great item. I wonder if a Desolator is really the way to go here. But I like the extra building seed that in case that Fnatic get ahead into this series, like actually ahead and not just 4k worth of tower gold that the opponent is currently in the process of making up ahead. I mean, last series they pulled it off too. Then I think the extra building gives it valuable. I wonder, can we have ourselves a bunch of skill shots soon from Rishon? I mean, item-wise the hero is irrelevant, and all you really do is sit back with a huge mana pool, hit your ultimates all across the map, try to predict where they're gonna land. Both teams grouped up, looking for smoke chances wherever they can. Ah, there we go. Fnatic coming in, trying to get a good go on the bad rider. Activating Firefly, getting stunned once, getting slowed again, and he is dead. As for Ember Spirit, Blade Mail, nice way of self-defense in conjunction with that Flame Guard. Going to keep him alive for a whole while. All the while next post. Been pushing, has been waiting for revive opportunities, but nothing. So 5k gold lead Fnatic, they just need to grow it. If they do manage to do that, then they could very well just... Ooh! The initiation is there, the teams run into one another, and an instant Queen of Pain ultimate Ember Spirit managed to evacuate. Shadow Fiend from BKB as soon as the Queen of Pain jumps forward, but Dark Widow has no such thing. So we're back to Monkey King hitting creep. Fnatic just towers the quick way. That's where things get interesting again. That's where Queen of Pain also is more than just a walking old new, where you press R and have two people that halve their health. No, that's not fun, but you know, Shivas and stuff like that really make her feel more like a carry. Why? Evacuating from the top lane does not want any business here when he knows there could be, hypothetically, a Monkey King nearby. Monkey King who's about to have fully intact BKB, I should say. So LGD smoking up towards that bottom lane, trying to make a move on the Queen of Pain, a very difficult target to catch. Catch her also worth a lot of gold. The only one there, it seems like these rotations are just off by half a minute to a minute. It's keeping the game quite close and quite run out, I must say. Ember Spirit opting for the BKB after 8 mail. I mean, I get it, it's a little on the defensive conservative side here, but not getting stun locked if you get caught by a Rubik. Gonna save you regardless of if it's a 10-second BKB, 5-second BKB. Ooh, lasso into Shadow Fiend ultimate, locking down the Queen of Pain, allowing a clean kill on her, causing the rest of Fnatic to immediately get out of there, back off. Crystal Maiden coming forward, trying to set up a return kill, even if it's just on the Dark Widow. King in position, waiting for the double right click, but yeah, that's that.
Такая халява.
And we got voice messages being thrown around in the ally chat. Those are always fun. I would just really... some more fun team fights erupt. I mean, all of these players I've casted so far, they're really good farmers. They really get good GPM going. And then when they have the items that I'm eager to see in action, they just tend not to use them, or tend to use them very conservatively. I mean, Ice has really been the main fighter, the main challenger so far, and he doesn't really itemize in any particularly fun way, in any particular fast way. Just wants to stay alive, just wants to have his aura and his AoE heal do the fighting for him. It works, it works. As for this Roche, I wonder if that will work with LGD already being positioned in the vicinity at all. The scans off the mark, but I think they may just be thinking about what's happening right now. As for the Roche health though, yeah. So we got a Queen of Pain with 2 lives and an Orchid. More than just a nuke machine, a very funny hero zero running around in those team fights. We'll jump for the Ember first. Queen of Pain down the first time. And the original ultimate of the Margaret Quapter. Okay, and there's a Quap. In a lot of trouble as well, never mind that. If you don't even get your ultimate up on a Queen of Pain, you know it's a sad fight, and well, we all just had fight at that time. Fnatic just got freaking destroyed, annihilated. I was struggling so much game against this very same team. So that's just gonna be a tier 2, push down halfway, maybe even completely. As we're playing the waiting game for these teams to slide. I wonder if the players are also as impatient and slightly bored as I am. Because don't get me wrong, I'm happy to watch this Dota. There's a lot to be learned from this. And there's a lot to analyze. But if you analyze who wins the fight and then can't see if it's true or not, it's starting to get really frustrating. And I think for the players it's also getting really frustrating if they call a good initiation and the smoke is 10 millimeters to the left or whatever. Get revealed. Only 3k gold lead left for Fnatic by now though. With the Ember Spirit only getting stronger, going for that hybrid build I hope. But I mean with negatives he can do anything nowadays, and that's the beauty of it. Very close collision at this rate in the Dire jungle. It would be favorable for Fnatic here if they can fight and just their opponent. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's a lesson though, and a good one at that. Necro barely surviving. And Apparition ultimate, I don't know if it's hit or not. Down goes the Bad Rider. That is 1 kill so far. SBKB swear off. But I mean they did their job for that fight. Rinse and repeat, counter the lasso. Now lasso is down, you can go take a couple of objectives if you're Fnatic. Seems like a really good move to me, if you ask me. And a little bit of a pushing attempt made by Fnatic, who don't quite want to commit for forcing objectives here, trying to force fights even if not necessary. And we got Fnatic trying to chase anyone down, close them in. They find the Bat Rider, they kill the Bat Rider. Okay.
This was over.
They even claimed the bounty, so that was a lot of effort for just a Bat Rider kill. I mean, at least Necro farmed nearby, and kill is kill, I guess. Especially if the game is this close draft-wise. Especially if there's an Ember Spirit on the enemy team side. That we got King laughing his ass off with the Desolator built and completed. Down goes the mid-tier 2 tower with that Desolator now quite quickly. Dark Willow getting hit by her own Bramble Maze, making it really hard to distinguish between the two. Queen of Pain jump forward, hurting the cold feet. Bat Rider still at a good pool of health. Queen of Pain just thought about an ultimate there, did not go for it. But I can understand the sentiment that it would have been great if there was vision for a Reaper's dive. LGD, they're gonna try something again with a smoke. There's Scan trying to preempt just that smoke that's happening right now. Looks like it won't quite be in time. They packed their stuff. Didn't really hurry out on their adventure. Won't even end up finding anyone. While this game is highly interesting, and I mean, Fnatic do seem to be pulling ahead. I wish there just were a little bit more kills in this general format and in this general meta. This hero-wise so fun, and if you even have one or two of these heroes in Europe, then you know if they roll. I mean, the Monkey King, the kills he has made, the assists he has made, they were beautiful. He has been everywhere at the same time throughout the vast majority of this game. The action. Meanwhile, he's got the big crits, the Daedalus, Saint Yasha, as well as the BKB. And now saving up for Satanic, yeah, that's a good high cost item, especially because of the status resistance. It will allow you to actually use the lifesteal, and that's such a good combo. Everybody knows it. Everybody also knows if it would be nerfed, it wouldn't be great for heroes who don't make lifesteal overpowered but rely on it. No kill, just an MS jump. However, they're chasing through for a kill. On who? Nobody, it seems. Maybe now LGD split up. Bat Rider, however, it's just gonna go home after proccing his Firefly, perhaps getting a lasso in there. And there it is on the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden gets knocked down, gets taken down. Very important ultimate for the side of Fnatic. And Ember Spirit survives the Reaper's hype. Now low, Queen of Pain trying to get away from the Shadow Peak, but Shadow Peak, he is too cute. Even man fighting up against the Monkey King. Shadow Peak, can he get more kills here? Oh. Ooh, damn. That was such bad timing. But yes, yes he can, and Ice. He takes out 2 attackers and Ice cleaned up. Bat Rider gonna be the only survivor other than this Necrophos. I am so sorry for missing that kill. My mouse did a thing on me. I need to clean my mouse pad. But 8k lead now for Fnatic. If they repeat those last fights, at least they need 2 heroes alive for getting more objectives than just gold going. But they have shown they are definitely ready for whatever the side of LNG throw at them. Or LGD, I mean. And boop. Down goes the Crystal Maiden. This is the type of stuff I mean. The Crystal Maiden, she's such a quintessential hero and she's so hard to keep safe. And we're just back to, once again the team's outmaneuvering one another. Queen of Pain has found an Endless Rune which may help for that. As for the Necro, he is opting for a heart. Make sure he can always live long enough to sustain himself at least. Heal or two. Can I watch for some Pain? Okay. Looks like Emma Spirit at least jumps a bit to and fro, at least has a little bit of mobility in his build. Now with Aghanim set being done, those tier 4 jungle items are starting to drop. Magical Lamp, Timeless Relic. Timeless Relic is a really fun one. I think Necro? No. Take that. Necro takes the Spider Legs, also a great choice. Especially if you're up against Bad Rider, since the extra turn speed is nice. Bad Rider gets baited forward, gets silenced up, gets killed up for 2 minutes, no buyback. Forward goes the Ember Spirit. Quite a bit of ease. While the rest of Fnatic, we're just pursuing. Guided, well, now that they're in control of the map, what are they gonna do? Roche into taking high ground bot? I think that may be a way to go. I mean, this round should really be contested against Fnatic here too. Since Fnatic, they like drawing out games, they like playing really consistently, and they seem to get rewarded for it. Baby proc, as that Rose contestation attempt not quite finished, instead down goes the Queen of Pain, 80 seconds no buyback. Necrophos 90 seconds with buyback. So those long buybacks do seem to be some instant karma against the Necrophos draft. And Emperor is gonna find the Crystal Maiden. Is just gonna kill her off with the Blade Mail. Maybe not, but there is backup behind the Emperor, and he's still got Remnant. Big. He is just dead. Took him a while to die. Hashtag space created, I guess. Down goes the mid tier 2. It's only the first tier 2 to fall on the Radiant side too, so Team Fnatic, they can still take this push for a while. They don't have to call GG here anytime soon. And down goes the middle melee Rex, down goes the middle range Drax. Clean push. Let's see a repeat here or not. Seems like we will. At least temporarily, I mean. There is still time on the Aegis, but you don't have to use all of that up in one clean go. You can always smoke back in, look for another initiation after you've gone back, pushed out lanes a little bit, made a good amount of cash to work with. $23 Savage just looking for kills instead finding plenty of farm. Gonna give his position away for that too. that high at this point in the game. As I say that, there's an initiation, but that was actually gonna be the second half of my point, with Ice just taking the full race combo from a Shadow Fiend to the face, Ember Spirit chasing for Crystal Maiden for the second kill of that fight, with a perfect placed Remnant and a Slayer Fist. Now we're going to land under another tower to push down. Shadow Fiend comes on in, has his fun, and seems to work out quite clearly here. And S1 tower after another gets dropped by LGD. You can see the gold all of a sudden just swing back around as well, Fnatic. They're still a really strong team if they have initiations. If they hit that Queen of Pain ultimate with 2 or 3 people, the fight is definitely theirs. However, economy-wise, the game of attrition can now be played for a very long time by LGD here. And I don't know, Ember Spirit and Apparition. Shadow Fiend with a really good build. 2 damage per soul. The presence aura armor reduction, crit. If he eats an Aghanim, just the blessing would already be completely ridiculous what he's gonna be capable of. Not before the upgrade ultimate. Ooh, nice lasso. After intentionally proccing a Big Spear. And another kill.
That was costly.
Normally.
2 more tier 2 towers to go for the side of Fnatic here. I think with everything they got, however, kind of need to regroup with Necrophos, Queen of Pain, find initiation. They tried to wrap around with smoke. Every time either got caught or just didn't find one another. But during those pushes, if you wrap around and end up getting stun locked, end up getting counter initiated on by the Willow, things are gonna escalate. Shadow Fiend getting dragged out of position. It's just gonna use being out of position to clear up a little bit to get a couple of hits in onto the tower as well. I mean, towers don't regen, but does regen as Necrophos gets grabbed and will just insta-counter the Bat Rider. Won't regen anymore after that Apparition ultimate. Down goes the Shadow Fiend for an extraordinary long time. There is the lasso. And ooh, looks like the show gonna continue with a very clutch Remnant escape. Ember Spirit, he is gone by far. Without that, I think Fnatic wouldn't have done as well as they did. I mean, they are down to Rex. They are up against, well, not necessarily a superior team, but a superior draft for certain. And they're still just doing their best to stay in this game, fight with tooth and nail. Know exactly how long it is worth for them to go that little for a chance to win. However, I can just keep my camera locked on the heroes and I basically don't miss any of the action, which is sign that the game kind of needs to speed up here. That the game kind of needs get spiced up with some initiations. There is still a tier 2 tower, but nobody cares on the side of Fnatic. They have 65 seconds to push this high ground. That's got to be 2 lanes of melee Rex at the very least. I mean, that was already 3. Next lane with the Monkey King's Desolator. Just one after another. I like this way of cleaning it up. I like the Monkey Desolator there since he is scary enough that most people need to run for him. And you can just turn it onto anyone in a combat situation. Initiation with the King Bar. However, not quite nice enough as Bat Rider goes down, buys back instantaneously, and there he is again. Monkey King jumping forward for the Bat Rider. trying to cast an ultimate. Instead, with the Boundless Strike, getting himself a nice and juicy kill. A little bit of stun lock is a little bit of stun lock appears to be an issue for the initiation-based tactic of LGD. And down goes the Shadow Fiend. Down goes Ember Spirit. Yeah, this is basically what I mean, where Ember Spirit goes in, he does his thing, and then the Crystal Maiden, as long as she's alive, before she gets killed off, you just see her root Ember Spirit in place. The lockdown is severe, so severe that apparently I randomly accidentally sent German. Necrophos is gonna feel that as well with the apparition in the backlines. Everyone is dead from either side but Fnatic. They got the Rax advantage, they still have fat Necrophos to work with. We got a pipe who you're gonna have to worry about that one. Look at that bottom wave too. This tier 2 tower is gonna fall without many means to defend it there, other than maybe the Ember Spirit under high risk. And Queen of Pain is there, it's just helping out the creep. That is Queen of Pain's way of doing creep wave, tier 1. And because of her already being that fat, it's kinda hard for the Dire to even defend the high ground properly without risking being in position for a Queen of Pain ultimate on 2 or 3 heroes. And Queen of Pain comes forward with the Shivas. Without a bunch of big right clicks and nope. One lane of Rex to go till Megas? I'm surprised that Fnatic aren't taking it. Since they're 18k ahead, maybe they don't realize, or maybe they're just waiting for the Monkey King with his Desolated for one final hooray. Roche is after all up. With the Dazo, you can easily contest the Roche Pit. You can easily secure the Roche Pit with the Monkey King ultimate as well. And it looks like that's gonna be exactly it. With a Refresher or double Monkey King ultimate, double Reaper Scythe, they got it for the choosing. I think double Reaper Scythe may be the way to go, because if we look at the buyback statuses here, it's looking really favorable for this Necrophos. Roche getting annihilated and just about done. In comes the Ancient Apparition ultimate in exchange for a Refresher shard. I think anyone would accept that though. And Monkey King with the finisher Pistol Blade on the Ember Spirit, preventing some damage before going down. Quite a lot of damage to hit. And chases on Queen of Pain. Moon, can he get the ultimate up on 2 or 3 people here? Looks like maybe there's the Monkey King ultimate. At least 1 kill guaranteed. Dark Willow. No TP available and down she goes. I mean, it's 100 seconds on her, but it's just a Dark Willow. Fnatic, if they're not careful, they can still get wiped if they don't get another kill. And in this attempt to stabilize, range barracks, getting right click down first, without having to commit Necro to the high ground too far. So everyone on Fnatic is alive, everyone on Fnatic is backing him up. Just waiting for the Lesser, or for the Ember Spirit to come forward as he gets dragged out of position, change stun. Nice BKB. Still Ember Spirit BKB forced, so altogether both of these teams know what they're doing. They're dancing around each other. Sadly with very little actual combat in there. once again, Incentive grouping up from Fnatic, and they will find a revive instantaneously on the Bad Rider, who will proc BKB to survive. But not everyone quite so lucky as that was their apparition. 2 heroes down for quite a while longer. Bad Rider goes down, and that's GG, I think. That SF, yeah. Okay, maybe not. He has buyback, he's gonna try. And the Spirit also still alive. BKBs get procced. SF can't really do anything other than a huge ultimate, and Ember Spirit back to the base. GG gets called. Yeah, GG indeed. It was a good game. I wish these teams wouldn't know each other so well, so they would actually just make mistakes, would actually allow the other to escalate. Still, I do thank you all for watching. We got 2 more of these best of 2 series coming up, so plenty of Dota to go around. You in just a bit. When teams are ready, I'm gonna try to join lobby as soon as possible, as always, and yeah.